It was just after 10 o'clock on a windy Midlands night when the call came through. A mare was foaling. Within minutes, Nkululeko and I were running through the dark, camera in hand, hearts racing, drawn to the light of the stable yard and by the promise of new life.
She started walking around just aimlessly, looking for answers really, and clear signs of discomfort. We knew it was close, it was coming. To me, it's like opening a lucky packet because you don't know what you're going to get. I don't think there's a single foaling that I walk to. I always run, I always race here. There's so much excitement around it. I'll never get tired of it. This is my favorite time of the year. Winter Feast is a Western Winter out of a mare that's a half-sister to Fearless, a mare called Fiesta. Fearless was unbeaten in South Africa and went abroad to Hong Kong to race there. Winter Feast, when she was born, I was there with the delivery, so I'm a grandma. Am I going to be a granny?
This will be Winter Feast's 7th foal. Of her 6 foals, 4 are winners, including the 5-timer Dandolo. Winter Feast had been showing signs of foaling, but seemed to be holding on.
Winter Feast has never gone over her due date. She would foal sometimes early. She'd been dripping milk for about 2 days, and the night before she started showing signs of discomfort, a lot of yawning, pawing, wanting to be by herself, trying to isolate herself, but the other mares kept on following her. So we were quite sure that it was going to happen.
She had been brought into one of the holding camps close to the stables that afternoon. But when her waters broke, Senzo brought her into the foaling box. And for Nkululeko and I, time just seemed to stand still.
It's always very important to make sure that you can feel both feet. One is normally a little bit behind the other one, and with the head, the nose right on top. Then you know your presentation is right. Sometimes it can be a little bit to the side or upside down. We always leave it up to the mare. We don't intervene. She will lie down and get up and lie down and get up, and she will position the foal, and she will not, the contractions won't start until she's actually ready and that foal is positioned properly. So they do it all for us really. When the contractions started, Senzo and myself would open the amnion, take the foal above the fetlocks and just guide it out. The mare does most of the work. This was a large foal, so we had to help a little bit. And then also to get those elbows and the shoulders come out, we tend to rotate the leg, one leg Senzo takes, one leg I take, and then we'll swap. And that just unhinges the elbows, and the rest is literally just guiding it out and making sure the foal, as it comes out, does not come out too far so that the umbilical cord will break premature, and then we just leave them.
11:35.
I would say the strength of those contractions can break an arm. If it comes to that, it's very, very strong. It's a strenuous process, and this is also why we help them and why we assist. We won't jerk a foal out because it's important that the foal goes through those contractions of the pelvic brim, but we just help them a little bit along so that it's not too hard on them. As soon as the mare got up, we put a lot of chlorhexidine on that cord to make sure it dries up completely and is disinfected the whole time. And we do that right through the night and even the next day to make sure that it dries out.
Big boy, my goodness.
So what is ideal is that the amnion stays intact with the placenta, and that causes weight on the placenta. So we never pull the placenta because you can tear it, you can break it, and a piece might stay behind, and that causes big problems. We tie it up, hang it so that that natural weight will just slowly help that placenta, because the contractions of the mare carries on after the foal's born for quite some time. Yes. And the contractions help to get the placenta out, and then we make sure that the whole placenta is intact and that nothing has stayed behind, and then you know you're good to go. Obviously during pregnancy, a foal is fed inside the mare by the mare. All of this accumulates, and once the foal is out, that's the first droppings that it really passes. It's always a good sign to have a good lot of meconium come out, and then often they get hungry after that. Within half an hour after birth, we try and get a full bottle, 330 to 500 mils of colostrum into the foal. That colostrum is imperative. Colostrum is basically just a super booster of antibodies and helps the foal with its own immunity. You know, he was very docile. There weren't many attempts to get up, but then when we thought he's had enough time, we thought we could help him up. He was also a little bit windswept, which I think made it difficult for him to get up, so we had to just support him a little bit. And we try and support as little as possible because they have to get stronger quicker. Okay. And by holding him the whole time is not going to make him use his own legs. He has to sort of struggle along in the hay.
And then something magical happened.
All over again. Lovely. Oh, you are lovely. Yes, sir.
In a tender moment with Christine, the little colt had whinnied for the first time, nearly losing his balance. But Senzo's ever-ready and reassuring hands had been there to catch him. It was heartwarming to see the love and care from Christine and Senzo, bearing in mind that this little colt would be just one of nearly 60 foals born on Clifton stud this season.
Are you finding your voice? Yeah, you're finding your voice.
Now being nuzzled by his mother, reality hit that a new life had begun, the fragile beginning of a champion.
By just putting your finger on the tip of the tongue, he follows that finger to the teat, and as soon as he latches on, then you know you're good.
And with that, we left them to rest for the night, under the watchful eye of Senzo. By morning, the excitement of the night had settled into quiet wonder. That fragile colt with such long legs had already found his strength. Standing tall beside his attentive mother, he looked every bit the horse he was destined to become.
It's amazing how quickly they strengthen up. This is why it's also so important that they get that colostrum, because they do get tired very quickly. I've had way over 2,000 foals, and every single foaling is different. I've had some foals, especially the smaller foals, sometimes also the fillies, meconium pass, bottle, and standing and suckling within an hour. This chap took a little bit longer because those legs were going on forever. He's a big boy. With him being windswept and battling to get up in the beginning, from 5 hours later where he just jumps up by himself is absolutely amazing. It's always a miracle to me.
Do you ever get tired of that?
Never. No, never.
And the story got even better as 2 days later, Christine sent this beautiful video. The little colt was now brimming with energy, prancing, playful, alive.
Generally, up to 2 hours after they're born, we will put them out. If it's a nice sunny day, it's good for them to be out. They go out during the day, sleep in at night for the first 5 days, if the weather is good.
Yeah.
And then on day 6, we will let them sleep out. And then they live out from then on. But we do bring our foals in on a daily basis to come and have breakfast every morning with Mom. And our staff spend a lot of time working with them, picking up their feet. It helps the farrier a lot. Playing with their mouths so that they can get used to being dewormed, touching the ears, just desensitizing them. It builds their confidence, and it just, they become friends with us. And this is where the Clifton family, I think, where we're privileged to have these babies that become attached to people as well, and it just makes life so much easier, makes it easier to work with.
It was impossible not to smile at the simple joy of it all. The bond between mother and foal, the promise of the season, and the timeless rhythm of life on a thoroughbred farm. This is what breeding champions really means. Patience, care, and the privilege in witnessing life at its most magical.